Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy M.K.S here, back again with another video. Thankfully the weather's gone good again, but I feel like such a bum today because I didn't get up till about 11 o'clock and I wanted to get up at 8 o'clock, so I feel really bad about that. But anyway, so yesterday was Africa Day, but I didn't quite make any videos about Africa Day, so I thought I'd make a slightly belated video. I thought it'd be better to make one today, like a day late, rather than wait till like a week or something, or wait for another day or whatever. So anyway, I've got to be quite quick because I've got to take the dog for a walk. So anywho, my brother just told me he's not feeling that well, so yeah, I'll take the dog for a walk. So hopefully he'll get better soon. But anywho, so I know I had talked about wanting to focus on Asia and Asian empowerment, heritage and things about Asia, facts about Asia, and all about Asia from April, May, and June. And partly August as well. But because it was Africa Day yesterday, I thought I'd include something about Africa as well and how Africa and Asia have a lot in common. So I know I mentioned briefly yesterday, I'm pretty sure, about how I hope that Egypt will facilitate many events between Africa and Asia, such as like how banks can work together to invest in businesses, or how banks can invest in businesses, excuse me, or listing top banks from Asia and Africa, or facts about Asian African, and films, movies, whatever you want to call them, from Asia and Africa, and people, film producers and directors discussing ideas together, and looking at festivals that could build a bridge between Africa and Asia, and Egypt being strategically located partly in Africa and Asia, apparently, being the only transcontinental country. Excuse me, sorry. I don't feel too bad. I've just got a bit of a runny nose, but as usual. But anyway, I feel like in the morning I felt so rough, like I usually do. But actually, I feel pretty good at the moment, so health-wise. So, anyway, except for a runny nose. But as I say, I'm used to it. But that's why I lost my train of thought. So yeah, to work together like producers, directors, CEOs, entrepreneurs, banks, businesses, investors, investment, young people learning about business, entrepreneurship, and all sorts of things like projects coming together from Africa and Asia, and looking at how they can network together about what they have, looking at what they have in common. Like I think most Asian nations are republics. Almost every African nation is a republic. I'm not sure how many Asian nations were colonized. Probably pretty much all of them. Almost every nation in Africa was either colonized, or probably every nation was either colonized or people tried to colonize it or invade it. Even like Ethiopia, which wasn't quite colonized, but they did try. But the Italians did try to take over it. As soon as I finish my tea, I'm hopefully going to take the dog for a walk. As I say, it's a lovely day actually for it, as I say. But yeah, so I hope that I can empower both continents, as I've talked before about, and as it was Africa Day yesterday. I know I'm a day behind, but a day late. But I know I have this habit of trying to stick to certain plans of certain days. So because it's Tuesday, I like to think about banking and business for some reason today on Tuesdays. But I thought generically, like, unless I talk every day about, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll talk about it like every day, talk about a different plan for Egypt, about how I hope they'll facilitate many summits, conferences, and general events to bring together connecting a bridge between the two, as I put it, between the two continents. So they can look together, working together on projects, and how banks from Asia and Africa, and possibly around the world even, can invest in young Asian and African entrepreneurs, and how Asian and African entrepreneurs can work together and learn from each other. So perhaps every day I'll do something about, as I say, about some of my 30-point lists. And actually, on that note, I just remembered I was going to mention it, but then I went off track of it. That I was going to do one of my my infamous 30-point list videos, but I decided to, because I thought for the first video I could talk about 30 things I want to cover today, but I decided not to do so. But maybe I'll think through those ideas as I make my tea and or whatever, or as I go for a walk, and then I'll cover as many of those things as possible, like things I put into Room 101, and all sorts of different things like that. I might just go with the flow and see how it goes. But I think the weather's so nice out there. I do want to do writing and make YouTube videos, but I also do want to go out and make the most of the weather while it lasts, because I don't know you never know how long the weather's going to last in the UK. But we've had some really good weather recently for most parts, so I think we've been really blessed. I know I think it's spring/summer at the moment, so I suppose we should expect it, but in the UK it's very unpredictable. I'm sure many other places are like that as well. But anyway, sorry if I'm waffling. Yeah, I do wish I got a bit earlier and had more energy, but hopefully tomorrow I will. I know I mentioned that last night, about just before I went to sleep, about 12:30, and that's probably one of the reasons why I woke up so late. I was actually awake, but I didn't get out of bed till because I was so tired. But yeah, I lost my train of thought again. I did mention how yesterday I wasn't very productive, but yeah, I hope to make. I did go for 2 walks. That's what I was going to say. Sorry, I did go for 2 walks yesterday, so I did, and I did make a few videos. So I did although I didn't do any writing, I did do something, although it wasn't quite as good as I hoped. But I do like to do at least an hour of writing a day if I can. So I hope to do quite a bit today to make up for. And maybe I should plan it out on paper first before I go on a laptop and make videos. Generally speaking, I should probably plan it on paper first, at least as often as possible, or on most days. Anyway, yeah, so I'd love to connect a bridge between Africa and Asia and talk about African projects as well, and Asian projects, and as I say, find out about the top banks in Africa and Asia and top YouTubers, tourism, how in the future we can promote African and Asian tourism. Oh, yeah, another thing I was going to say is like the diaspora. As I often said before, when I think of my list of 30 points, a lot of time it just helps me to remember things, and yet certain numbers help me to remember things, but then sometimes it is hard to think of exactly 30 points or whatever. But people from the diaspora helping Africa and Asia as well, people of colour, that's what I was going to say as well, people of colour, POC or mixed race people as well, helping Africa and Asia, I think that'd be great. And to be honest, instead of joining the military or supporting the military or paying our taxes towards things like wars, the weapons trade, the military industrial complex, and all sorts of things like that, or royal families in the West, I think instead we should support, instead of those imperialist things, I think people of colour, including POC, as I say for short, including mixed race, like people like me, as I call as mutts, I think we should support projects in Africa and Asia as well instead. But that's my opinion. So I'd love to hear from my fellow mixed race people, people of colour, POC, or anyone really. Again, all comments welcome. Please don't hold back your feedback. I think I'm going to call this video a wrap. As I walk my dog, I'm going to try and think of things to cover and potential ideas for Africa Day. I know I'm a day late, and also maybe for next year as well, what I could suggest. Anywho, peace and love. Oh yeah, sorry, before I end this video, I will say, if you made it this far, thanks so much, and I hope you give some likes, but lost my train of thought again, sorry. Gosh, you must think I'm so dopey. Oh damn it, I'll probably post it in the comments, so I completely lost my train of thought again. But anyway, please share the video and like and all that, I really appreciate it. Peace and love.